Live from Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Aaron.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jess Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
And it is clearly Music Monday, Miracle Monday, Motivation Monday, Mindfulness Monday. I'm tired already.
Alliterations. I love the alliterations, Dr. Aaron.
We come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, align with universal law, and have amazing guests in the house today.
Yes, today we've got 3,000.
We're so excited to welcome everyone to the show. Hello, everyone back in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it is a Miracle Monday. I'm so grateful that you are all with us today. We've got Brandon James Roy with us. You may recognize him as Little Steve Harvey and also a very young film critic. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning.
So how does a little Steve Harvey like you start his day? What's your morning routine? Is there something you do to really set the tone?
Well, normally whenever I wake up, I just wake up. Sometimes I just sit on the stairs. Most of the time, so I just go up to my mom's room.
That is a routine.
That is a routine. I love that.
Just sit on the stairs, contemplate life.
That's good, absolutely.
One step at a time.
There you go, Jazz. Very nice. Very nice.
Well, thanks for being with us. We're so excited. Welcome Maddie Poppy to the show. You may recognize her as the winner of American Idol Season 16, and she's done some incredible work in the music industry since then. It's been a whirlwind, right?
It sure has.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us. So how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Oh man, it takes me a while to like wake up, you know, like loud noises in the morning. I just can't. So I think I roll over in bed and check my email, play a couple rounds of Candy Crush, and then I'm ready to go.
Candy Crush. That's awesome.
I'm
What a
sure my
classic.
mom is having a little fan moment because she's really into that show.
Oh,
So
she is,
Everything going on for sure.
Yeah.
So glad you're here.
And we love the transparency around your mornings. Usually we get people talk about meditation, green smoothies. I love the Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
That's awesome.
Serena Laurel is back in the house. She's an actress and a songstress with some incredible fun projects we're going to talk about. Good morning, Serena.
Good morning.
So remind us again how you start your day. What's your morning routine?
Well, for me, as a musician, I always find it fun to just listen to music when I wake up. But it really, for some people, it fogs their mind. But for me, it just keeps me focused. And when I'm listening to music, I can just absorb everything around me and just clears my mind and lets me focus on music and then whatever else I'm doing. So I try to listen to a new album every single day when I'm getting ready. And then I go to Starbucks and get a pink drink.
There's lots of artists that won't listen to other musicians if they're musicians. It's interesting to know which ones like they inspire them
Yeah.
versus which ones kind of mess up their creation.
Love that. And I love the power suit.
Yeah, the power suit's on.
Yeah, thank you. The pink drink to match.
Denora Neves is with us. She is the author of Love You, 12 Ways to Be Who You Love and Love Who You Are. What an important message on a Monday when you're not feeling the vibes. How are you, Denora?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
So
morning.
I can't say meditation now. Thanks, Rob. So I get up, I pray, I drink a protein shake, I call my family, and I watch a lot of reality TV.
What are you currently watching?
Actually, this morning I watched Bar Rescue, which now I'm obsessed with. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you should watch that though.
Well, thank you so much for being with us. Hot off one of the top U.S. summer tours. The Bells are with us. Mother-daughter duo, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, we can't wait to hear all about your incredible tour she's on with JoJo Siwa. But first, we want to know, how do you start your days? What's your morning routine like when you're on the road?
Our morning routine right now is we usually wake up in our bunks on our tour bus, figure out what city we're in because we never really know what day it is, and then find the nearest coffee shop.
Yes, we have a lot of fun. Sometimes we're not sure where we are, like within a city, because the bus drives overnight, and then we end up parking near the venue, and then we'll look on our maps, and I always type in "Where am I?" and Kelly makes fun of me.
She types "Where am I?" into Google Maps. Mom.
That's hilarious.
I think your mom's brilliant. Like, you want to keep your daughter around, just start a beautiful team with her and have her on a bus all the time with
that
you.
works, yeah.
I missed out on that one with my son.
Tour life. Boy, that sounds tough. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, absolutely. Well, welcoming another incredible artist. She is shoe rock royalty and a monster talent, debuting her first album, Paper Trail. Good morning, Jessie.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Oh, we're so excited. You're among a lot of like-minded creatives this morning. Tell us, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
I have 2 furry alarm clocks, so my doodle dogs wake me up in the morning, and I take them for a walk around the block, and then frantically search for coffee after.
That's awesome. You freaked me out when you said furry alarm clocks. I'm like, they're actually real little puppies. Love it.
No, it's a really nice way to wake up with the dogs and just take a nice little walk around the block and breathe in the fresh air and set my intention for the day and then get to work.
Awesome.
We love that. Well, bringing the American dream back to the big screen. Christina and Ollie are with us from Forest Films. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning.
We're so excited to know all about the projects you have slated for release later this year. But first, we want to know, Christina, as an actress, as a producer, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
I really wish I had something more spiritual or uplifting to say. It's just coffee. Like, I can't even get into what I might do until I've at least had a cup of coffee, and it usually is a little like trolling the internet, reading some news, looking at some emails, but I mean, God bless everybody that can like get up and I'm gonna go walk my dogs. Like, there's no way. Sorry, can't do it.
I think coffee can be holy, and it's very much a spiritual ritual for me. So I'm with you on that. What about you, Ollie? How do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, as the grandpa of the pack here, I started actually boxing now. So I go to Wild Card Gym, Freddie Roach's gym here in Hollywood, and I've dropped 20 pounds already, and I'm on a mission. So I do 10 rounds every morning, and unlike Christine, I don't need coffee. If I drank coffee, I'd be off the ceiling right now. So I had never needed coffee. I'm kind of like self-energized. I wake up 5:30, bang, I'm up. I'm usually in the gym by 6:30 doing 10 rounds, and then hopefully trying to slim down.
Wow. Love that.
It's a big trendy thing these days.
The boxing? It is.
Yeah.
That's how he keeps that svelte figure right there. Love it.
Well, thank you all so much for being with us. We're looking forward to continuing the conversation later in the show.
Right.
Awesome.
How was the weekend?
It was good. I went down to visit my family in San Diego. So it was awesome. Little Zoe and Mia are so much fun. And my mom was down there, my sister, my brother-in-law, and they're big JoJo Siwa fans, by the way. So I'm sure they're going nuts right now.
So what was the occasion?
They were just in town for, my brother-in-law was in town for work, and so
just made a whole family
we made a
reunion out of it.
Yeah, vacation out of it, exactly. Nice. Work, play. How was your weekend?
I love it.
Oh, it was so fun. I went to the first annual Fab TV Awards. Fab TV, for those of you who don't know, is where I got my start on the red carpet. So I had the opportunity with them to interview dozens of celebrities at premieres and junkets and go on backstage tours. And it was really important to me because that's where I first really had a chance to live my purpose and really discover my talents and hone my skills. And that's what actually brought me here.
That's awesome.
Into the EverMedia studios. I crossed paths with certain Harry Howard, host of Harry Howard Talks here on EverTalk, and he brought me in. I was the first guest on his first ever show, and this whole thing started from there. So it was really fun to be able to honor and celebrate all the hard work of the hosts that are here in Hollywood.
Thanks, Fab TV.
Right, yes. That's right. I had a really mellow weekend. Well, we're pivoting some stuff within Soul Society in the back end, so as a really, because I'm taking 2 weeks off the show, well, I'm only taking 8 weeks off the show, but I mean 8 weeks. 8 days off the show, yeah.
You better let me know.
Yeah. So I've been like doing a lot of work. I hung out. I went to Unplug for the very first time.
Unplug meditation. Right?
Yeah, I'd never been there. I went to a sound bowl meditation, which is great because I'm not gonna lie. Since I moved to LA, it's harder for me to just do silent meditations. When I had a home in Park City, I could go into silent meditations because the consciousness and you're just grounded in Mother Nature is much easier. And so I highly recommend to go to those different modalities, try different ones. Of course, I did a lot of Kundalini yoga before and stuff, but just anything to get grounded in and just getting that center is so important.
It's interesting, you make a great point, which is like every city has a different personality and a different energy, right? Like LA is so great in so many ways, it's also more frenetic.
Very, very, very. I mean, 40 Wi-Fi is coming in through the house. You're like, I need some grounding.
Totally. I love that. That's why the meditation centers here are so popular.
That's right. And we have tomorrow is our last girl church, which is Soul Society Girl Church. It's not just for women, it's for men as well. But girl stands for Gorgeous, Infinite, Revealing Legend. Tomorrow night's the last night, Tuesday night. We're going to be celebrating our royal sovereignty, knowing that the ultimate authority is your higher self.
Oh, I love that. So what happens at Girl Church in case folks are new to it?
It's from 7 to 8:30 at Kimpton Lapeer in West Hollywood. We do the first 45 minutes of inspiration, knowing the truth together, universal law, metaphysics, energy, and then the second half is really about calling in our legendary, whatever it is that you're leaving here, your mission, your calling, getting your goals straight.
I love that. So it's fun and enlightening.
That's right.
The best of all
That's
worlds.
right. Uh-huh.
Well, she's at church. I'll be on the red carpet from here at 47 meters down. There's some incredible stars, so if you have any special questions for them, slide into my DMs. Let me know what you want to know, and I'll be sure to ask them on the red carpet.
That's right. We don't have a lot of time for upfront because we have a lot of amazing guests in the house, but we just want to say that there is clearly a lot of benefits of music, neuroscience, and all kinds of sciences proving that we get more dopamine, and there's tons of different things. You can go to Live for Live Music to find out their 10 top things of positive things that music will do to your life.
Including number one, happiness.
Right?
That's my favorite.
That's all
Be
you
the
need to
happiness
know.
coach.
The rest doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter. Everything else feeds that.
That's
and
right.
that feeds everything else.
That's right. So let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our amazing guests. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
We all crave connection. I'm a big fan of videoing a podcast.
The impact that I'm having people on a podcast is I'm having more impact on those people than I ever did in news.
We want to be heard, but we also need to listen.
Podcasts. I understand they're red hot.
It's actually remarkable how scary to me podcasting is. Everybody should have a podcast.
I really wondered why. I mean, we've been doing this for 12 years. Nobody has done this in other arenas.
We have to change the conversation to happiness over financial success. It was like, we have to. We have to.
Honestly, it was meeting new people who had already heard about what we have done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
And I thought,
nice. That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born.
Yeah.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch. You can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch.
And binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Winner of American Idol is Maddie Poppy. Congratulations, Maddie. And now she is going to perform the winning single, Going, Going, Gone, with lots of emotion, I'm sure. Give it up for your American Idol, Maddie Poppy, everybody.
I'm staring at the ceiling. The clock, it won't stop ticking. For too long now, it's like my heart stopped beating, and now I'm hardly breathing. I'm afraid of leaving, scared too. And I'll be going. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Maddie Poppy, your American Idol. Thanks for watching. Good night, America.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And that's right, you saw it right here. Maddie Poppy, season 16 winner. Oh my gosh, what a moment. That's like, live with us like it's happening right now.
I actually have never watched like the performance part of that. Like I haven't watched a lot of the show because you know when you hear like yourself in a voice recording and you're just like cringing.
Oh, I'm
The
glad to
same
hear you
thing.
say that because I think we all
you
feel
guys
that
are
way.
on You guys get it. Like, do you ever watch your segments?
No.
Exactly.
No, I
Because you just
absolutely do not.
cringe. So, like, that's the first time I've seen it.
Oh, well, it's so hard to believe. We're so incredibly proud of you and your journey. What has it been like post American Idol for you?
Oh, I mean, it's been just crazy. Like, just everything I've learned about, it's been such a trial and error, kind of thing, because I've learned so much, and some of the people I've gotten to be in the same room as is just like blows my mind, and just the lifestyle, that I live, just kind of, my life changed overnight pretty much.
Right. But you still have to be you. Like, someone could even you still have to show up. You still have to be consistent. You still have to be extraordinary. So what's that been like for you to show up like at a level? Because look, overnight, it's like it is really like an overnight, different level. Who did you have to become to rise to that?
I mean, I always say the overnight thing because, usually when this sort of thing happens, it's year by year, and you get a management team, and then a year later you got a record label and stuff, but it all just hit me overnight.
Bam, like in the face.
Totally. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of doing the best I can, I guess. I'm just trying to take it, a day by day. And
we talk about universal law today, about the law of action, and how like everything, there's a equal and opposite reaction. It's like almost like it's a paradox that there's some great things that come with everything, and there's always some like hard things. Like, be careful what you ask for, right?
Totally.
So what have been some of the hard things?
Being away from my family, for sure. I'm from Iowa, so I'm a super small town girl, and being away from my family has been really hard. And before the show, I was doing everything myself. My dad and I made my first album together in our basement, and he was booking me shows, I was doing my merchandise, we had control of everything. And one of the hardest things has been to let go. Like, I'm such a control freak, and it's so hard for me to like not know what's going on in every department, but it'd just be impossible for me to do it all myself. And I am so grateful for everyone, for, the team coming in and helping me, but it has been, at first it was really hard to let go of that and be like, I want to know what's going on all the time.
I love that. So great.
So we have a little bit of a look at your new video. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so we shot this in Nashville, and they came to me with this really great idea about all these girls finding out that they're being like two-timed by this guy, and he's got a bunch of different relationships going on the side. And in the end, they kind of get revenge, and it comes back and bites him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We've never known anyone like
I was
that.
gonna say, it definitely can't be based on a true story.
Oh my gosh, I
In
love
what ways would you say your life is different now? Like, what's the most different in addition to having to let go? What's the day-to-day experience like for you now as opposed to what it was years ago?
Well, I mean, I was going to college before. I was doing digital mass media in Iowa, and pretty much when Hollywood Week, it was the end of Hollywood Week, and I had just started the second semester, and I was like, Mom, I looked online and I was failing everything. Because I was at Hollywood Week and there was no time to do any of that. So I was like, well, I'm in the top 50 now. I mean, I don't know, should I keep? So I was just like, my mom's a guidance counselor, so it was really hard for her to be like, yeah, it's okay.
Right.
Just drop out, honey. It's all good.
Yeah.
Get some pink hair too while you're at it.
Yeah, exactly. But I just took a break, and I was like, I think I'll just, see where this takes me. But, that has been the biggest thing, is I was going to school before and just playing in coffee shops. And now, when I play places and people are singing my lyrics, and that's super cool. But I sort of feel like I have one foot in my old life, one foot in my new life, just because it wasn't that long ago that this all happened. And, when I go back to Iowa, when I'm out in LA, of course it feels like I'm living a different lifestyle. But when I go back to Iowa, I feel like, I'm just not like nothing ever changed, Well,
I can imagine it's all been a whirlwind, which is the name of your album.
Yes.
Can you tell us what your kind of overall message and mission is with it in your music?
Well, you know what? I've always been someone who calls out the awkward and the weird, because I find if you do that, then no one can make fun of you for it. So,
Get a jump on them.
yeah, exactly. So I wanted to name it that because there's so many genres, I think I didn't really, I just experimented with all kinds of different sounds. There's probably 100 different musicians, producers, people on the album. So I kind of wanted to call it out and just say, I know this is like an experiment, and my life, the past couple of years has been a whirlwind and crazy, and so I wanted to, and I also had 42 days to make the album. So it was just going into a new room with brand new people I'd never met every day and like spilling my heart, and just saying, okay, what do we want to write about today?
Wow.
Tons of fun, probably exhausting at moments, I would imagine.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was tiring, but I kind of forgot about it because I was so excited and just getting in, the rooms with some of the people that I did, it was just like unreal. And, I think that has been one of the most fun things so far is just writing the album.
Who were some of the people that you loved most working with?
Johan Carlson, Ross Golan, and Sam Roman. They actually wrote Made You Miss, and we wrote 2 other songs together on the album. They wrote Dangerous Woman for Ariana Grande and My House by Flo Rida. So nice. I Googled them before our writing session, and we were at Max Martin's compound, which was super cool. But I Googled them beforehand and was like, oh my gosh, I just got to be cool and just act like.
Yeah, you're like, whatever.
Whatever.
That's here.
Yeah.
So on a personal note, I'm sure the people want to know, any time for dating or love in the middle of all this?
Yeah, actually, yes. I don't know a lot of people don't know the story, but actually, second place on American Idol, we're dating. So the guy in the clip there. So we were friends the first day of Hollywood Week. There's 200 people left. And then we were in group rounds together, and we just became best friends. And then we started dating. I think that's something that happens often is when you think you're just friends with somebody, you catch feelings. But then there was 50 people left, and we started dating, and it just happened to whittle down week after week to me first place, him second place. And so we've been through this whole thing together, and he's doing music in Nashville, and yeah, it's going great. I thought the distance would be really hard, but if you can get through an entire season of American Idol and all of that stuff afterwards,
you could do anything.
The universe must have been doing something. It's like, well, we're going to put you all the way. We're winner at music, and we're going to find you.
I know.
Wow.
That it really worked out great because I was career and possible husband.
Maddie, what's next for you?
Well, that's a great question. I think I'm gonna start writing for another album because I want longer than 42 days to do this one. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I want to take sometimes it takes years to write an album. So I want to make sure I really, do this one and get it perfect. But anyways, I think I'm just gonna start writing for this new album, and I don't know. What else?
I don't know.
Please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey if they haven't already.
Yeah, so I'm Maddie Poppe. That's Poppe, like the flower, but change the Y to an E. And you can find me on all platforms. I'm pretty sure that's my name on all platforms.
Awesome, for sure. Yeah.
I just want to know about the pink hair. That's all I care about.
Oh, it's conditioner. I was telling her.
I'm going to find out about it.
Stay tuned. We're back tomorrow. Good morning.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself.
Ooh.
Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just this is a powerful moment for me. I'm humbled by it because it's I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I
nice.
thought, this is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
show the camera.
Up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. Years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show, it's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am so excited to welcome these two of Forrest Films to this show. They are truly bringing the American dream back to the big screen. Christina Moralia, Smart, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you. Welcome.
So tell us about the journey of creating this slate of films and what your mission really is with this.
You go. I'll interrupt you when you.
All right. Well, she's usually better at this than me. But basically, Forrest Lucas and Charlotte Lucas, our executive producers and financiers, we got together and we wanted to tell like American dream stories. I was born in Iran, so I came here at a young age, and we actually made a movie about that as well, starring Jon Voight. And I just thought, you know what, America, the world right now could use inspirational, feel-good, do the right thing, American dream stories. I think a lot of people that grew up in America don't realize the potential America actually has. They kind of take it for granted. And I give my friends a hard time about it. I'm like, guys, like, get off your beep and do something. You can do anything here. You're in Iran right now. We couldn't even do this in Iran. This is amazing that we can even just do this. So we got together. We've made a slate of 13 films in the last few years. We do like 3 or 4 films a year. A few of them already come out. American Wrestler and Dirt came out. Warner Brothers distributed those for us. And, you know, we have 8 films finished, and they start with Bennett's War. The premiere is tomorrow night. We're all excited.
Starring Michael Rourke.
Michael Rourke and
Yes.
Trace Adkins. Yeah, and Allison Page, and I have a small part in it as well, which is fun. Because we met back in acting class years ago, so we've been friends and partners in
like
crime for
just a minute. We're babies.
Last week I met
So
him.
you're partnered with the Lucas family, Lucas Oil.
Yes.
I mean, American Dynasty. What's been their contribution, and what was really important for them to want to tell these stories?
Well, I think that Forrest is a self-made man. He grew up in a house without running water. He, had nothing and built the entire Lucas Oil all by himself. He was a longshore truckman, wanted to fix his own engine. He and his wife sold bottles out of their garage, like that. So there's a part of him that is like, work really hard, believe you can do it, and everything is possible. And the other part of what we've gotten from being in a partnership with them is that, I mean, how many race teams, how many race series? Like 450 or
700,
something?
700 race sponsors, and we own 9 different series. By we, I mean Lucas Oil, for the stadium where the Super Bowl was. And
so
Mav
like the
TV.
idea of Bennett's War, it's a story of a war hero who finds his comeback story. He has his post-traumatic growth through motocross. Well, Lucas Oil owns the Pro Motocross series.
Oh my God. Well, you guys are living the dream. And obviously, I mean, Hollywood, that's the beauty of Hollywood. If we can tell the stories and inspire, is most important. But what do you think are the principles? Work hard. What are the principles that you're bringing into them that are so important to your guys' heart and their heart to teach people through the inspiring stories? What kind of principles do you think?
Work hard.
Work hard, family.
Work harder, get up and work harder. And then work harder.
I'm tired.
Exactly. I think like family, loyalty, really just simply doing the right thing, regardless of who you are, your sex, your age, your religion, your political view. I think the right thing is the right thing. And I think if everybody understands that and just support each other, I think kindness and And Forrest says,
was
what does
gonna
he
say,
say?
tell-
He says, yeah, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. And this is coming from a self-made guy that did it all himself. So I think that's kind of what the world needs right now, in our opinion. But we're family alternative too. Like our movies are usually PG or PG-13. Once in a while we'll dip our tone in R, but we're usually PG, PG-13, family friendly. We're inspirational. We're not faith-based. We're kind of like faith-adjacent. So we're not like faith-based.
What leaps of faith each of you has made to really pursue the career that you have?
Well, I graduated from college a semester early and drove out to California from where I grew up in Chicago, and I didn't know a single person in the state of California. But and somewhere in my head I was like, yeah, I'm going to be great. It's going to work. What?
Yeah.
Like, you can only do that when you're young and really dumb.
I did the same thing. Drove cross country on a hope and a prayer. No job, no apartment, Craigslist, and here we are.
Yeah.
Was the intention to go straight into entertainment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I was
and
gonna
how did
be-
that unfold for you?
I waited tables. I worked at the Gap. I did a graveyard shift. And then I started getting commercials, which led to guest spots on TV, which led to a series, which led to another series, which led to not being employable, which led to... I think that's part of it is when I say work hard is that you reinvent. How I got introduced with Allie in Forrest Films is I ended up writing one of the films. I had not written a film before, but I did a bunch of research and partnered with a guy named Brian Rudnick. So I think as long as
wasn't
you're...
just because you're beautiful and blonde?
Oh,
that
yeah,
didn't smart.
hurt.
No, gosh, no, but you're obviously a very hard worker. I meant that in the best way. Yeah, you're
When we
hard
met,
worker,
she was doing a
talented.
graveyard shift, and that's how we met back in the day. But yeah, she just, a small role turned into series, regular role after role after role. And if we go anywhere that has anybody like under 12 years old, because she plays the mom on the show Jessie, it's like they saw the Beatles.
Yeah.
Like she signed up foreheads before the 70s
Holly,
show. And
you've made a lot of leaps and taken a lot of risks as well. Can you share with us a bit about your journey?
Well, coming from Iran, I had a bit of a turbulent childhood. My mom was sick. She died when I was 15, and I was actually homeless for a minute. Right after that, my dad had to go back to Iran, so I kind of did it without choice. I was kind of like stuck. I used to street race a lot. That led to becoming a professional race car driver, which worked out well for me. And then I always did some acting on the side, and then a few years into racing, I said, you know what, I miss acting, and I was in a position where I met some people that were film financiers in the car world. So, and I owned the race team, so I already kind of had this producer hat about putting people together from all over the world, because we used to tour for Subaru of America, like, 60 events a year. So we were always on tour. So I had that kind of producer mentality, and my friend said, why don't you make a movie? And I was like, okay. So we just took a chance, and 15 movies later, here we are. We're still doing it.
Yeah.
So it is big risks. So.
And Bennett's War is premiering tomorrow?
That's the premiere it will be in theaters on August 30th.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank
Clearly,
you. Thank you.
great pivoting and combining and doing true innovation with knowing the abundance and prosperity. So thank you so much. How can they find all your personal journeys as well?
We're at Forrest Films Official.
Okay,
so
great.
everything is at Forrest Films Official. And yours is, what is
At
your?
Lady Christina Moore.
And mine is at Ali Afshar ESX, which is our production company.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
Stay tuned.
Thank you,
We'll be
guys.
right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jez Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
Hello and welcome to Hashtag.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Millennial Life. I'm your host, Laura Odegaard.
Hi, and welcome to Life Master.
This is CEO with Anna David and Lauren Wallet.
You are watching Passion to Paycheck. Welcome back to On That Note.
Welcome to Defining Moments.
Welcome to my show, Serena Live.
And you're watching
How to Start.
And welcome to another episode of Sipping the Tea.
We're bringing you inspiring stories to help you upgrade your life to the best level of success, health, and wealth.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch. Binge watch. You can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming.
Entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles. Welcome back to Good Morning, LaLa, and Dr. D. Denora is in the house. She's a personal professional coach and author. We're so excited to have you here. Love you. We all need that, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So Love You, 12 Ways to Be Who You Love and Who You Are is a self-help memoir. And really the point of it is to help people feel comfortable loving themselves, putting themselves first, unapologetically guilt-free. Because that's such a big issue for us, right? We're called selfish, we're told that we're self-centered. If we take a second to just breathe and take care of us before we give to other people. So I really just want to give people permission to do that, you know?
You mentioned that this is a bit of a memoir, and on the back it says there was a time when you needed things to get so bad for you to leave. And now you need things to be really great to stay.
Yes.
What was the moment you flipped that switch for yourself?
So I got married, then I went through a divorce, and I was in nonprofit executive management for a while, and that was pretty amazing and stressful. And there was a point right around 2014, bordering on 2015, where I was like, I can't manage this level of stress ever, right? And so that's, I think, when I was like, wait a minute, I have to stop waiting for it to be an exit point and actually start making choices to be where I want to be in the moment and be happy with everywhere I am, right?
Interesting. And where's that point? Because I think that sometimes we swing the opposite way, you know? Like I watch my girlfriends, we all get our self-love jam on, we date ourselves, and then it's like almost like we won't settle for anything. And it's almost like not good to go too far the other way. Like, so where's that happy medium?
I think there is a level of tolerating distress in the moment, right? But as long as you're changing things for the better long term. So if you find yourself in a situation where like, okay, yeah, this Uber is taking a little longer than I'd like, you don't want to spaz out and go ham in the middle of the street, right? But maybe you want to think about calling that Uber a little earlier the next time. So I think there's a way to both in the moment tolerate a little bit of discomfort while still strategizing on how do I make my life easier, smoother, better in the long term so that I'm not constantly in a situation that's causing me stress.
Like healthy boundaries.
Yeah,
for
absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, boundaries, I love that one.
Love the focus on self-love, of course, and I think self-love gets talked about a lot, but I think people have a difficult time sort of applying it and actually doing anything about it. So can you talk to us a little bit about that? Like how do you grow, cultivate, nourish self-love?
Yeah, absolutely. So in my book, I talk about the 8 dimensions of wellness, and I'm just gonna go quickly, but we can, slow down after. But they are emotional, financial, social, spiritual, occupational, physical, intellectual, and environmental. So I'll take a breath. So each of those has some activities, practical things that you can do in the moment to really practice self-love. So it's not this esoteric, abstract concept that we kind of hashtag and throw around and then we're back in the swing of whatever our daily routine was, right? That we can actually every day do something differently. Get up and meditate, even though you try to shame me about sleeping.
There's no shame. I'm saying this. Either be honest about meditating, or if you don't meditate, say you don't meditate, you just take coffee.
Exactly, exactly. I love that.
There's no shame about that.
And that's another one of them. So I talk about being honest, being transparent, being vulnerable, right? So that you're really putting out into the universe the kind of energy that you want to get back, which is that honest, open, learning, growing kind of energy, so that every day presents you with a new opportunity and a new experience.
What is the biggest thing you've seen in your clients that's holding people back?
Self-judgment.
Really?
Yeah. I work in my private practice almost exclusively with overachievers. So people who are successful, are not happy, can't figure out how they got to one without the other. I mean, they just knew they would come together, right? And a lot of us are like that. And I think that's why I was called to that particular niche, because I myself was in that boat for a little while. And the biggest thing that we talk about all the time is self-judgment. idea that we carry around with us that we should be further, that we should have done something differently, that we should be more, that we should have, that we should do, that we should, all of these shoulds really is
Stop
the big
shooting
thing.
on yourself. So, and yes,
Stop
and we call,
shooting
even
on
from an energetic perspective, if we're resisting something, we make it persist. We know that, right? So it's really a big thing. And the minute that we even consider ourselves to not be something, we set in motion, whatever. So how do you have them actually overcome this? Just through practice, or do you deal with the subconscious mind, or how do you deal with
I
that?
do both, right? So I don't know if you're Abrahammer, but I'm an Abrahammer. We can talk about that. So reach for the next best feeling thought, right? So instead of the judgment, go to what is the next best feeling thing that you can think about yourself. It might not be I'm perfect, I'm awesome, I'm the bomb, right? It might be like I'm doing better today than I was yesterday. But slowly, little by little, starting to transform that narrative around your self-talk, right? So that's a big piece of it. And then also tracking back, where did we learn this kind of judgment? Who holds us to this kind of judgment? Who taught us to criticize us in this way? Some of it is just, society, right? Like I got up and was like, how are these jeans hugging my waist though, right? So some of it is just that. And some of it is really trauma and personal experiences that we had as children or growing up, adolescents or whatever, that put into our minds some idea of who we were supposed to be and how we failed.
Thank you for sharing your personal journey and helping us truly love ourselves. Please tell everyone where they can find, follow, and work with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So my website is www.denoranieves.com, and I am Denora Nieves on almost all my handles. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Thanks for all your work.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Back tomorrow on Good Morning La La Land. It is hashtag National Sour Candy Day. We want to thank our special friends from Pucker Powder for treating us today.
Hey, what is this?
What is that?
I don't know. It's like a.
Leave it to the DIY
It's a sugar hookah. This looks like what I would fill up my car with, the tires. The air thing.
For those of you watching who haven't met Tanya Mimi, she is an Emmy-nominated host.
Oh my God, you're so
Selma's House, the Homer Colton family. She's a DIY expert, and she's always up for a challenge. So why not give her this sour? Here we go, Tanya.
Oh, come on. Shut up.
Woo! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Come on. God.
She's up for it. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. Shoe rock royalty and a monster talent. Jessie Poulter is with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Congratulations on releasing your new album.
Thank you so much. It's really exciting.
So take us back to the beginning of your journey. We know your grandfather, inventor of the platform shoe.
This is true. And a little known fact, my dad comes from a long line in the shoe industry. So my dad actually currently works for Steve Madden Shoes, which is what I'm wearing today, and his father was in the shoe industry, and then his grandfather invented the platform shoe, the peep toe, the slingback. He was the first winner of the Cody Fashion Award. He won Neiman Marcus Awards. It really amazing story.
Wow, you come from a family of a legacy, darling. So how are you using kind of that power, that creative mind in your work as an artist?
Well, I think I was just born with, the bug to want to create something. Maybe it is in my DNA. And I feel like the thing that interests me most is the intersection of fashion and music. For me, it's all about music. It always comes back to the music. I grew up singing and ultimately found songwriting at a really young age, and that just really made sense for me as a way to kind of like navigate my experience as a sensitive artist type. And I feel like being an artist is an all-encompassing 360 journey. And so, of course, you got to look the part too. You got to dress the sound, I say.
You're dressed. You're very rock and roll, darling.
Well, so what is your primary mission with the lyrics, with the message of your songs?
For me, songwriting is about a way to process my personal experience. And so everything on this record is very personal. It's autobiographical, except for one song that's about another friend's journey. And
it's a friend.
it is a friend. It is a friend. And so it's the way that I express myself, and it's the way that I've always expressed myself. And
on a personal note,
sure, yeah.
One of the songs was a very deep expression of yourself,
Yeah.
By My Friend. Could you share with us a bit about that?
Sure. When I was writing this album, the promise that I made to myself was that I was going to wake up every single day, I was going to try and chase the song, and I was going to be my most vulnerable, truthful self. And at the time, I was parting ways with somebody that was battling with addiction. And the song, Goodbye My Friend, actually came to me in a dream. And so it's interesting, sometimes you write the song about one thing, but the day that I signed my record deal, which of course is this thing that I had dreamt about my entire life happening, my aunt, who is also a fabulous artist, took her own life. And so the song that I had written about my friend that was struggling with addiction, when I actually went to record it, it became about my experience processing my situation with my aunt. And so that was really powerful, and you can hear it in the recording. Like my voice kind of cracks at the end of it, and the producer would not let me re-record it. He was like, "This is lightning in a bottle." I was like, "Please let me record it." But it was just it's so emotional for me, and I think that's the amazing thing about the power of song. I mean, even for me, it was like I knew what the intention of the song was, and yet I was still able to interpret it at the time of the performance into something different.
Wow, just incredible. You found music pretty cathartic.
I do, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like just me. Yeah. I don't know any different. I don't even think, it's interesting, we were sitting here and the life coach said, that it's a great career. And she said, other than being of course you can't be a singer. And I was just thinking to myself, I don't even feel like I had the option. It chose me.
Yeah.
And
we do think that, I feel completely that music's the highest expression because it invokes feeling, and we know that feeling is really what commands the universe, it commands a conscious mind. So from a Doctor of Divinity standpoint, I think the voice and lyrics are the most powerful thing that we have really on this planet. I think it's more powerful than the pen.
Yes, yeah.
In that it is really the transcending into the feelings, and it can bring us back or anything like that. So I just want to say thank you for all your work, and just to your aunt, knowing that there's so many people out there that are dealing with and struggling with not wanting to live, and it's a real thing right now in our culture.
For sure,
Yeah.
she was amazing, and I think that there's no shame in talking about it, and the stigma needs to be removed for it. And mental health is extremely important to me. I'm in therapy every week,
Yes. Right.
And then of course the songwriting, which is also the therapeutic component of my life as well.
I love that. So inspiring.
Love that.
So what's next for you?
So we just released this album, and now it's time to work it, get on the road, and take it all over the world, and continue to write and create and collaborate and perform with amazing musicians, and grow as an artist and grow as a person. So.
Do you feel like there's a different mindset or almost personality that shines through when you're performing and touring versus when you're in the studio?
I feel, I would yes between those two. It's interesting. I feel like my most comfortable self when I'm on stage. Yeah. So I think that's probably a sign that, I'm doing what I'm meant to do.
Absolutely.
I'm doing it, more and more of it.
Rob calls that tapped in, tuned in, turned on.
Ooh, I like that. All right, I'm going to borrow that.
Very Abraham.
That's amazing.
Jesse, please tell everyone where they can find and follow your journey.
At Jessie Palter. I'm on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and I love hearing from everybody and connecting with everybody. So I spell it JESSE, PALTER. And the music's on Spotify and Tidal and Apple Music and Amazon Music, and that's, of course, really exciting and a thrill for me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Stay tuned back for more on Good Morning La La Land.
Hi, I'm Dr. Erin, host of Good Morning La La on EverTalk TV. I'm a Doctor of Divinity, and I absolutely love being a host. And the reason why is because each day I wake up and I come into the studio, and I'm always blown away by the amount of different stories coming together. My mission is to awaken 1 billion people. And I have been blown away to realize that it's not just the spiritual people, that we talk to people that are on reality TV, we talk to actors, we talk to people who have had incredible stories and trials and triumphs, and there's a common denominator between all of them. Every single person desires to have a greater life and awaken to the best life they can live. I'm Dr. Erin, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And it's hashtag National Youth Day. And we're so excited to welcome Brandon James Roy to the show. You may recognize him as the little Steve Harvey. He's also a film critic by night. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So what's this journey been like for you now that you're known as the little Steve Harvey and you're really making your mark in Hollywood?
Well, it's been fun, and there's been times where it's been hard for me because sometimes I'm not really that good at night, but sometimes it's like very fun to do it because I just love to do acting.
I'm not that good at night either. Do you get tired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A morning guy, maybe more.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you love most about what you do?
Well, I love the opportunities that you get to have when doing it because say that you get casted for this big role, that's even, for me, that's even more opportunities because that's like a big casting director. So then you get to trail on to even bigger opportunities, and then plus the people that you meet is not cool.
Wow. So what was it like when you worked with Steve Harvey and you had to be little Steve Harvey?
It was great because at the time, New York was raining, which the weather was bad, but it wasn't as cold as it normally is. But it was fun working with Steve Harvey. He was nice, and he was actually one of my idols and like my dad's idol.
So where do you see yourself? Like, what roles are like, oh yeah, that's my jam. That's what I want to do.
I see myself in like a movie that's kind of drama, but not really. Like more of comedic type.
Okay,
Yeah.
It has all the good movies have all of it, right? They make you cry, they make you laugh, they make you think, they make all the above, right?
Speaking of a good movie, you're a film critic too.
Oh, okay. So
let's talk about this.
I got to see Aladdin. I was questioning, what's his name that was the genie? I was questioning.
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
I was questioning. I was like, okay.
Like, were you buying into it or not, right?
When I actually got to the part, I was blown away. The movie was great. Now, the originals, that was still great. But the live action film was nice. It had the graphics. It had everything.
So as a film critic, what advice could you give to our audience on how to really tell if it's a good movie?
Well, you can tell by looking in at the CGI, looking in at...
What's CGI?
CGI is like, it's basically computer graphic like with Transformers. Say the actual robots, those are basically CGI.
Okay.
It's like not
computer generated. Okay,
yeah.
I got it.
Wow, super awesome. So you've got to love your life right now, huh?
I
Yeah.
do.
What's your most favorite thing to do?
My most favorite thing to do right now, I'm taking martial arts, and I just got my orange belt. But my most favorite, it's acting because I love acting. But I used to play football, and when I used to play football, I loved it. I was good.
So, what's next? You got a long career ahead of you.
Yeah.
What are you working on?
Right now, I'm hoping that I get booked for this audition that I just came back from yesterday. And recently, I just got back from Atlanta yesterday, too, so.
Wow. So if you were going to give Steve Harvey a little advice, because maybe he's watching it right now, what would you tell him that he could, step up his game a little bit more on? What would you tell him?
I would honestly tell him that just to reduce the cursing, no offense, but
Mom gonna love
reduce
that.
the cursing
Mom gonna
a
love
little
that.
bit, and besides that,
It's all good. It's all you heard right here, Steve Harvey.
Thank you for being the next generation and representing hashtag National Youth Day. Brandon, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at BrandonJames.Roy on Instagram and Brandon James Roy on Facebook.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much,
so much
Brandon.
for
Stay
your
tuned. We're back with more Good Morning La La Land. I'm Jasmine Moyeg, host of Good Morning LaLa Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career of premieres at red carpets and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm Jasmine Moyeg, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. On Music Monday, we have the Bells, mother-daughter duo here, right here. So excited. So we have Kelly and Jamie in the house. I think that you are the smartest woman on this planet, getting your daughter in a touring bus and she's all yours for the rest of your life. I did something wrong here.
We have a lot of fun together.
Yeah, we have a great time.
I try not to drive her too crazy.
Yeah, good luck.
are making history, the first mother-daughter since The Judge to really rise to country stardom. Where did this start for you?
So my mom was in a band with her 4 sisters. So I grew up looking up to my mom, wanting to be just like her, performing on stage. And when I was about 14, my mom was singing a solo project, doing some shows, and I asked to be her backup singer. So that's kind of how this all started. Eventually, she let me become a duo with her. And then since then, we've just been playing tons of shows around the U.S. and now we're on this amazing tour with JoJo Siwa. So
like one of the hottest tours of the summer, right?
Yeah. So fun.
Wow.
Yeah, so Kelly does all our lead work and she does a lot of our songwriting, and I really love her songs. A lot of them are really geared to the girls that we're performing for. Opening for JoJo, it's a lot of moms and daughters, and it's really empowering, and it's a very strong message to girls to be proud of yourself, and you know, you're beautiful, and we're just having the best time.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What's the most difficult part or challenging part of like the tour life?
I think honestly, it's figuring out where to take showers.
Yeah. You don't think about that, right?
Keeping it real, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, just that, and just, you know, it's a different lifestyle, but it is seriously the most fun I've ever had in my entire life.
Wow. What can you tell us about Nobody Knows Me Better? I think there's such an important message in that.
Nobody Knows Me Better is the title track off our new EP coming out September 6th. And it's just kind of about our relationship, you know, or it could be about your best friend, your significant other, anyone in your life that really like is your person. And for me, that's my mom, because we spend literally all day, every day together.
Wow. One thing, on our days off though, we go our separate ways. Like, I usually stay in the hotel and she runs around town with a lot of the people on the tour, and I just chill and she goes and has a blast. But yeah.
I adore this video. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
We shot this video in our hometown of Omaha, Nebraska, at this really cool place called Hollywood Candy, which has all of these like antiques in it. And it was actually shot by my 2 best friends from high school.
Wow.
And all those people in the video, that was my brother, those are my best friends, and yeah, it was just a whole like community of Nebraska people coming together, and we shot the whole thing in like one day, and
it debuted on CMT.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we've gotten a lot of, just people love it. It's so happy, it's colorful, and you know, it's really, the whole project is about love. Like, and we see so many moms and daughters out there who are like us, and it's just nice to have like that positive feeling.
But what advice would you give to mothers out there who want to be their daughter's best friend, to build that healthy, happy relationship?
I think the most important thing is to listen to them, because I think a lot of times maybe moms feel like they know better when it's a different generation. And a lot of kids are facing a lot of new things that we didn't face. So you really have to listen and be their best friend, be on their side. And I think that then they will always confide in you and feel like you have their back. And that's how I am with Kelly. I always feel like no matter what we go through, I'm there for her. I feel like she's the diamond, I'm the setting. I'm just there to support her.
Oh, wow.
I want her to be happy and be successful. And I just feel really blessed to just be along for the ride, and most of the time I'm just like, it's interesting. She's so like navigating this tour, and just like earlier, like knowing where you are and where to go for coffee, or she's so much better at technology than me. I just follow her around.
That's hilarious.
Wow. What do you think you've really learned from your mom, being on tour with her and rising to stardom together?
I've learned pretty much everything from my mom. I mean, from the very beginning, but I think really like I've learned so much about just treat people the way you want to be treated, treat everyone with this respect. Like I really admire how she, you know, talks to everyone and just everyone loves her, and yeah, so I always look up to her because of that.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Kelly.
It's kind of, this may be a weird question to ask because I know it's probably nowhere in the sphere right now. Do you guys ever talk about like what happens? Like what happens if she ever has to go off on her own at some point in time?
Well, I think we do talk about that, and that's really important that she has the freedom to go off when she feels like she wants to. And I think that's why we've made her the main songwriter, because this is really her message. And I think right now we have this bond that a lot of people share, but eventually, yes, I want her to do that. And I feel like she's become such a strong songwriter. She writes a lot in Nashville with a lot of writers, and
Isn't that
the plan.
the challenge of being a mom with our children, is that some point in time they have to go off, and it's the most beautiful thing to have them be independent, and yet the hardest thing. Right?
Yeah, well, that's so true. But I feel like she's going to be so ready, or she kind of is ready now. You know, right now we're just, I don't know.
right now you guys are sharing clothes and hanging out in the bus.
Sure. Yeah, having a blast. Like I wouldn't trade this time for the world, seriously.
What's it been like working with JoJo?
Oh, JoJo's amazing. She's seriously like the most hardworking, genuine kid ever, and I mean, it's just been so amazing to watch her shine every night and just give her all on stage.
Well, and you have Rise or Shine, right? I mean, you're opening for them.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It's so much fun, and her audiences are just so excited to be there and so just ready to have the best night.
Every night when we go, I go, all the moms, let me hear ya, and like this huge uproar. Moms like start screaming, and then Kelly says like, all the girls, let me hear ya. But sometimes the moms out scream the girls.
That's right. Of course
that, but it's
awesome.
really fun.
So rad, you guys.
So what's next for you post-tour?
Well, we're really excited to put this EP out, and then I think we're gonna be right back touring our own little tour, so watch for that. We're gonna be coming back to some of these markets that we've hit, and then I'm gonna keep songwriting and just keep going. Yeah.
Tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
Well, our Instagram is @bellsmusic, and our website is bellsmusic.com.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been a blast.
Stay tuned back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm Jezza Moyer, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We're honoring #Music Monday, welcoming Serena Laurel back to the show. She is a singer-songwriter and an actress. You've been up to so much. Busy summer, gorgeous.
Yes, very busy summer. I'm continuing always writing songs, and after we finished filming Nasty Habits, which is a short film, it's been winning so many awards, and I just won another Best Actress Award at Strong Chance Film Festival.
Oh,
I got the news 2 days ago. I was really
Mm-hmm.
excited. So I have 5 Best Actress awards from that, and so many, countless other ones for the film in itself, and I just couldn't be happier.
Jeez, how do you balance it all?
I know.
Oh, I've only been able to make it to a few of them, but every single time I've been able to make it, it's just so much fun to see the crowd's reaction and the build-up of a thriller short film. I love it. It was so much fun on set.
It's interesting because we talk a lot about people having their one thing. They, you know, the more we hone down the energy on one thing. What do you feel like your one thing's the music? Do you feel like it's trickling down into the films? What do you feel like?
I feel like my thing is storytelling.
Okay.
So I think it's all kind of tangled into itself. I found myself performing at a very young age, whether it be dancing or I've always wanted to just perform for people. It was never about a competition. It was always just about telling a story or performing or telling my story or someone else's story. So music is really something that comes from my soul and keeps me sane. Like one of our guests earlier said today, it's a therapy. It's really therapeutic just to write about anything that you're going through, what your friends are going through, and just the things that surround you. And then also with acting, you're able to tell other people's stories, which you're always able to relate to yourself as well.
Right.
So it's all just about telling stories.
The greatest story and the greatest, film, in my opinion, we can write is our own.
Exactly.
So writing your, your life, where do you see what's the epic moment for you?
Well, I've never been very good at journaling, and I've always thought that people who journal it's amazing just to get up or right before you go to bed is just journaling, and I can't do that. However, I write songs. And so like you're saying, for your life story, I feel like all the songs that I write is just a beautiful arcing tale of my life. And as I get older, I'm just gonna have these huge stories of all these songs that kind of show my life. So I don't know.
Rainbow.
I don't
your
know.
Earrings are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
The rainbow of all the stories.
Exactly.
Who are your favorite storytellers? Like musicians, artists, actors, actresses, producers?
Oh, there's so many I could name. I loved Quentin Tarantino, of course. There's this one band called Hiatus Coyote. They're my favorite band in the entire world. They're based in Australia, so I don't always get to see them play live, but they're performing live in October, so I'm excited to see them.
Right.
Yeah.
What advice do you have for other young women in Hollywood who are trying to navigate the arts?
I think it's important anywhere, whether even in Hollywood specifically, is just to stay true to yourself and find the beauty in yourself that you can love, because everyone else has their own beauty, whatever it's going to be. And just to find your own and appreciate that is what really matters.
How did you find yours?
Mine's just music. It keeps me sane. I love it.
How do you stay inspired?
How I stay inspired?
Yeah. Are you always just inspired, or do you find that certain things or activities or people
I think that everyone is a creator. Everyone has a creator inside of them. It's just how they express that and how they continue doing that. And a lot of the times it's creating through the information that you gather. It doesn't always have to be an art form or something that you're making. Just if you read enough books or you read anything or accumulate information, you have this creation of your mind and the creation of this beautiful thing that you can share with other people. For me, it's very much so storytelling through music and films as well, and acting.
So tell us about the song you're going to sing. Tell us the story behind it.
Well, this song that I released recently, it's called Gold. And this one particularly is about letting other people, allowing yourself to appreciate the love that other people can give you. I feel like that's hard sometimes. Because even though you might love yourself, it's hard to let other people and surround yourself by people who love you just as much and know that you need that around you. It's important to surround yourself by people who treat you like $1 million. So just making sure that you're surrounding yourself with the best people and letting them treat you how you should be treated.
Oh, I love that. I read somewhere that the ability to receive love is the greatest litmus test for self-love. Like that's how you prove your self-love, and you can actually let it in.
Exactly.
I love that.
Serena, before you play us out of the show, please remind everyone where they can find and follow you.
It's really simple. I just use my name, Serena Laurel. Serena like Williams, Laurel like the canyon.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very memorable.
We are Good Morning LaLa, and all of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes, and the whole show is streaming on Apple TV, Roku via the EverTalk app.
We're waking up the world together. Please help us along that way.
Yeah.
Take it away.
So this song is called Gold. I have the gold capo to match. New suit, tie and shoes, remembering the good days, burning through, and red lips, the color blue, your favorite black dress, the way you move, what, oh no, you make me feel like gold. And you've made me walk so far,
Whoa, every square foot of your heart. Whoa, and I know this road too well. You've got me in a spell, in a place that I can't forget. You know I never chase, but I'm in a trance. Whoa, oh no, you're making me feel like gold. Oh no, but you're turning me to stone. Oh, you make me feel like gold. Oh no, but you're turning me stone. You're turning me, you're turning me. You're turning me, you're turning me. You're turning me, you're turning me. Oh, oh, whoa, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, oh, no. You make me feel like gold. Oh, oh, no. But you're turning me to stone. Oh, you make me feel like gold. Yeah, yeah. But you're turning me stone cold.
Feeling like gold. Amazing.
That's amazing.
Great work.
Thank you so good.
Wow.
Oh my gosh,
Love it.
Congratulations.
Love this pink suit on
Thank
you
you.
too, by the way.
And your hair looks amazing.
Really
Thank
amazing.
you.
Oh my gosh.
So